It's such a calming melody, isn't it?
Yeah.
Haunting, more like.
Delightful.
Haunting is the word you're looking for.
I get it, because it's a city of ghosts.
Not all.
Sure.
I mean, not all of them.
But
Obviously
so
not
is
all of them.
that.
Look, at least the ghosts aren't out there to haunt you.
You sure
Let's
about
just
that?
make sure we don't join them.
That's right. The ghosts aren't out there to haunt it. We're here to haunt them with questions.
God. Questions for the afterlife, like a spiritual medium.
I'm now picturing, like, you know, a scene where like a ghost is chasing a person.
They just turn around and start asking them like existential dread questions.
No. The ghost is the running, and what they're being chased by is Padrock with a notebook.
Oh. It's just like, wait, I have so many questions.
AK, that sounds very much like a Scott level question. Like something that Scott would draw as a comic.
It's so on brand. I hate how on brand that is.
I mean, that is 100% something that Scott would probably do as a meme. I mean, they did the thing with the freaking Michael Jackson circuitry.
I'm
makes this
still
any-
giggling over that.
Oh,
The brain rot is real.
No kidding.
Question for the GM.
Answer.
Are we going to be getting cutaways of how people are reacting to the disappearance of the airship?
Potentially. I didn't plan it, but it can always happen.
It's like, what do you mean they disappeared off of radar?
They have radar?
It's a metaphor. It's a joke. If we had radar, we
I was
would have
about to
seen
say,
that coming.
If we have radar and Udon gets word that that Hydreigon is skulking about, I fully expect Reuven and Kua to jury rig a sidewinder onto the side of their airship and just ghost that thing from BVR.
I mean, that would be not too far-fetched. Literally,
No,
it's like, this guy? Goodbye.
God. I hate. I'm imagining it in my head. I could fucking see it too. It's making me laugh, and it really
just get-
shouldn't.
We just get the rare circumstance of Kua's maniacal laughter.
That's terrifying. Imagining Kua's maniacal laughter.
you know, I just took a chance to look at the track name, and it's not what I expected it to be. I could have sworn this was like a song from Hades.
Nope.
Nah.
It is from a very niche game called Kolot, which is about some Russian mountain climbers who got lost in the snow and died.
Ooh. Wow. If that's not indicative to our situation, I don't know what is.
See, I heard this music and I thought it was from Sky Children of the Light because it has the exact same sounds as that soundtrack. It fucking threw me, and then I looked like, that's not Sky. This is too depressing for Sky. I say that, but Sky has depressing music.
Far worse things.
Yep, Snakes Matter has subscribed. Just to let you guys know.
What was their D20 for the day?
Who knows?
They haven't rolled it yet.
I imagine it will be soon.
Soon, DM. Hey, there's a 10.
Right in the middle.
Average.
So I'll give it
Not
about
great. Not impressive.
not terrible.
Not terrible, but not impressive.
So sure, we'll start in New Treasure Town in the morning.
Wait, what?
We can do a scene in New
You-
Treasure Town.
I'm gonna boop this Glacy.
Blep.
Okay, hold on a minute.
It's like, wait a minute, I'm not prepared for this.
No, I'm not.
We can skip it if you really want.
Okay,
Mhm.
hold on.
Pat the press.
So, how are people in chat doing?
I guess people in chat are starting off with random facts.
Fun fact, this song implies somebody's going to probably freeze on the top of a mountain.
Oh, that already
Well-
happened. That was a napalm.
Oh, yeah, the APOM.
Yeah, I will give it about 2 or 3 more minutes, and then we can start with our journal.
Oh, we have journal.
We do.
Well, Ninetales can be pretty concerning.
Another person spelling Ninetales wrong.
Bales. It's like story tales.
I believe if Levi is ready, we can do a journal.
Nervous as hell because I wasn't preparing to do that scene over there, but
Hey, we can always skip that.
fine. Okay, just okay. Bit of water. I'm fine. I'm fine. Just nerves, so to speak.
Sure you do great, Bryce.
I will get through this. My fate is my destiny. Though tragedy may come, I will not consign. Oblivion shall wait, and life will be well. We'll work to succeed. From here to the gates of hell. Is this the worst day of my life? No, not quite, but certainly up there. Someone wants us dead. I know, shocker. Villains killing the heroes is a commonality. We've been taking out zealots and stopping criminals, but we've made so much headway. Someone was bound to make a play to stop us. The airship was attacked by several flight-capable Pokemon, along with Kyrillos, the Dragon of Eld. Try as we might, we did not weather the onslaught and crash. Thus our journey ends here, amid the frozen mountains. At least, that's what they wanted. So long as I draw breath, I can make a difference. The shock of the event is gone. Now I want to find the orchestrator and be the villain of their story. They think we're dead, and I want them to keep thinking that, until we find out how to avoid this happening a second time, or to anyone else. I want them to keep thinking that we're dead until they mess up again. I want them to keep thinking that until I can put my claws through their... I ran out of ink. I have more. I wonder if that Trico is going to be okay. I wonder if that Trico even existed to begin with. My money's on no. I digress. We managed to find some Pokemon up here that didn't want to kill us. Surprisingly. From the village Intimate. Just outside the Temple of Rejection. It's been something of a roller coaster for me, from getting down the mountain to meeting Amora and Lurian to the big thing. She is here. He being another thread of my family. She being Florine Lejeune. She being my grandmother. Tell me, how do you say hello to someone you've never met, but you have a long and decorated history with? I lost myself in thought, staring at fire, trying to figure out how to even approach her. When the sun returns to illuminate the land, at the end of the day, she may love me, she may hate my existence, she may call upon the devil. No. The guardian of the peak. Either way this goes, I will be selfish. I will not be a shadow of her past. If my life is at risk for meeting her, then so be it. I welcome it. I will hold fast that this place will not be my burial ground. I feel old habits and old mindsets returning as tragedy comes to mind. The push and strive to engage any and all that oppose what I desire. The drive to succeed and failure not being an option. The caution to those I don't know and threats I don't understand. and the willingness to be brutal for the sake of achieving personal progress. On this mountain that may very well usher my dying breath, I will deny death's embrace, but not its company. Let the risk be manifest, if only to push me further, and I will ever rage against the dying of the light. Speaking of dying, how many times is this now? 4? 5? Maybe I was a Purloin in a prior life or something. End of entry.
It's a fun time.
Another great entry.
I made a mistake during the poem, but I digress.
So, we are now in session 110. Another point. Everyone ready for fun?
Let's do this.
So, as the team has not returned to town over the entire course of the night, the guild has not seen sight of their airship, nor tell of where they could be.
Rain is quietly looking back behind them, staring at the rather vacant lot of ships. And all the while, his claws are tapping at the table, breaking the silence of the morning as he just stares in silence. After a moment, he gets up to his feet and looks over to Lentula. That's too many. That is way too many.
Turbo's still out, Jungle's still out, even
Eclipse is still out.
Even Danica and Sarah haven't returned yet. This does not bode well.
No, it doesn't. Hemi!
Hmm?
Have you heard anything from the other guild masters?
I haven't even been able to get word from them.
No.
Every communication's been dry.
Is there something wrong? You still get word out? Do you still get reception, or is it something else?
Just no one's responding.
I don't like this.
Well, here I was, thinking I was going to be bringing a brand new problem, only to discover I'm not the only one.
We're getting radio silence. No one's returning.
So this isn't a mass mission that you forgot to give me a heads up on.
No. It was business as usual. People were just heading out on different individual assignments.
We know what the assignments are.
Rescue missions, escorts, item deliveries, normal things. Just a normal day. Should have been at least.
Lay the missions out on the table. I want to take a look at them all side by side.
Sure. With that, he just puts them all on the table and just, with a hand, just spreads them out. And meanwhile, his attention goes back to up and around, just to the surroundings, looking for any sign of anyone or anything on the way above or below. Just silently annoyed at himself. It's like, I don't like this.
Hey, Linslaw. These missions here. Who's the client?
It's various names, different Pokemon, but no particular location. At least no point of origin.
And that's our unifying thread. You know what I think?
You think we've been set up?
You've been set up, but good.
I thought I got good at spotting the fakes.
No. Turns out you aren't the only one who's innovating.
They just got good at hiding them.
We can look into who did it later. But I'd say right now, you got a bunch of teams who are missing in action.
Agreed. Donovan, you feel like putting on a badge again and going out to go find some of them?
If it's any consolation, I wasn't going to ask your permission. You better believe I'm going out there.
Riven, Kua, any objections?
Fine by me.
Riven just gives a small nod. And Rain just gives one back. Then you guys get ready to go.
Hey, Spark Ears.
Yeah, how you doing, Donovan?
Pretty good. Want to go see if Sapphire's ready to get the old band back together?
Yeah, I'll let you check on that. I just have a different concern. He turns to Rain. You were mentioning that the other guilds were silent too. If I heard correctly?
Rain looks over to Emmy. That is what she said, yes. Wait.
It just concerns me how big their forces must be if this many teams have gone silent at once.
And no
Could be
one
they've got numbers on their side. Or they were just well coordinated. Whoever or whatever knew where to look and when to look there.
Rain would stand there for a minute before looking over to New Dawn. Actually, belay last. Don't head out just yet. Not yet.
Where are you going?
Something on the wind is bothering me.
Get a share with the class?
It was just said. Usually there's at least one person able to respond to a comms check. If no one's there to respond to anything, no matter who we've contacted,
How far is this comm blackout going? Can we reach anyone in Ritzville, Cassia, Malva, Solara?
I've checked every accessible city. No one's responding in the region.
That can't be right. The network should take a lot more force than that to take down.
You'd know more than anyone about it. What could possibly set that off?
if
I
it's what
don't-
I think, go ahead.
I really can't say. There were supposed to be enough nodes that there would be some plausible line in the case of a mass attack.
Just how much information did that guy leak out?
Probably enough.
If I were silly, I would say this would be the work of Zenaida, but she's long dead. But her work... I hope someone didn't get a hold of her work.
If anyone got a hold of her work, they'd had to go through Cleo. Hey, Reuven.
Yes. Yeah.
On
What's up?
on a scale of 1 to 10, how good is your mom at keeping secrets?
Raven just stares quietly. Is 15 an option?
Is 15 enough to guarantee that that somebody coming after her couldn't have gotten the information they needed to pull whatever this is off? Assuming that's even how it happened.
No way. She wouldn't do something like that.
I'm not accusing her of being dishonest. I'm accusing somebody of getting the information that she has and then acting on it like this.
The only way that'd be possible is if there was more information around to grab. Perhaps someone was in Zenaida's cell, had the information, got out. Was not caught in the blast, was not in the fight with Team Eclipse. It may have been loyal to the Zealots despite the fact that she was not. May have been loyal to someone else entirely, may not even be Zealots.
Would it even be possible for someone to trick Zenaida like that? She was always a step ahead of us, even when her base was bombed.
Maybe they were never loyal in the first place. They just got out of there. Someone found it. Someone exploited it. Look, I don't know. I'm just ideas.
I think the whole continent knows the score and who the real threat is right now. This is probably the worst time to try and settle a grudge with the guilds. If they were trying to do that. And that's assuming whoever did this wasn't a zealot. If it was a zealot, motivation's easy to cover. But if it wasn't a zealot,
We have much greater problems.
You're saying wasn't a zealot like this could have been just one person. No. Something like this is large and coordinated. It has to be from the zealots, or some sub-faction of them.
You all heard that, right?
Heard which thing?
That gunshot. Donovan is looking around to try and figure out where that came from.
I'll roll from Kua's.
Oh,
Find cover and get down!
oh.
So that's the way of it. Everything goes to hell, and you show up.
Coordinated. Well, you got that right. You may have taken out one of our leaders, but there's still more than enough left. I think you're missing one.
I'm gonna just do one of these numbers. Where's it at? So, Rain doesn't say a word, but he just takes a stance in preparation.
What's wrong? You scared that your little town's been invaded again?
We've beaten the odds before.
So you have. But how we can beat the odds without all your teams here to help you?
Who do you think trained them?
I will simply say this once. You and yours are not welcome here. Leave at once.
I think we've just gotten started, boys. And in the sky, you see several ships flying towards the town. And several Pokemon jump down from them. I think we're ready to rumble.
You see, and with that, the Guildmaster just makes a singular aura sphere. And it crackles with energy before his attention turns to Elvar. And his gaze only becomes that much sharper.
He just raises his gun towards him. What you
I
gonna
don't
do?
make a habit. I don't make a habit of repeating myself. You had a chance. Now you find out what I'm gonna do.
Well, I'll surely be looking forward to what you plan to do now.
What do you think's faster? Me or your trigger finger?
Guess we'll find out. That's incorrect. Whoopsies.
What to say? Like that was a new map.
Shush.
Shh, don't mind, I'll hide it.
So, as morning hits and the team comes to wake up,
Oh, jeez.
Follows stands himself up, shakes out a bit before hopping off the bed. As warm as Padrock is, I'm not going to overstay my welcome.
Levi is already awake, just kind of leaning against the chest, just looking at everybody and watching the door patiently.
Morning already?
Morning enough. The sun should be painting the sky with colors soon.
Well, I guess I may as well get up then.
Bedrock looks over to Levi. You sure you're not gonna freeze solid the moment we step out the door?
If he does, he's probably going to be addicted to staying near that campfire.
Or just
Oh,
standing
yeah.
near Padrock.
I'll be fine. There's enough fireplaces around to keep me warm, and if it becomes a problem, I can get back there. Before we go outside,
Alavi, shut the door.
I didn't open the door, someone else did. It's like,
before we go outside, I need to make something very clear because it was something I saw and it bothered me yesterday.
You too.
A question. Well, several things.
namely,
First and foremost, what shot us down from the sky?
A bunch of.
That wasn't just any dragon, was it?
Go ahead, AK.
Well, whole attack of flying Pokemon, really.
I'll be honest, I recognized it immediately. It was the one that was at that ritual site the one time.
That was Kirilos. On top of that, that was several flight-capable Pokemon that came after us one after the other. More importantly,
They look coordinated.
bingo.
I mean, that was obvious. But
Boy,
who was leading them is the question.
I don't think they had a
Kirilos.
leader. What they did have, however, was a plan.
They weren't going after us like a lot of them did. They were going after the ship, knowing it was a weak point.
Precisely.
Well, that just brings up my next question. How did they know where we were and when to attack us?
That mission.
Go ahead, AK.
I was just under the assumption that it was a coordinated Zilla attack. Given where we saw Kirilos the last time, it seemed like they were in charge of it.
And go ahead, Apollo.
The only indication anyone had of where we were going was that mission dossier. Here's the thing, though. That was a rescue mission that would have taken us to Sky Peak. very far off the beaten path, but there are only a few ways you can safely get to Sky Peak for the sort of thing that we do. But I can't stop thinking about why it was that mission, compared to everything else, landed on our landed at our guild. Rescue missions don't just do that, especially with the sort of diversification that we've got right now. Somebody else would have picked that up, but that one still made it all the way to us, which begs the question, how did it happen?
From what I remember from the discussion, they said something about the shaman being unable to reach them, and if that it was a Trico at the top of Sky Peak. That didn't quite sit right with me at the same time, but I figured that was a thing that could possibly happen. I've never been there long enough to know.
It's rare. A little too rare. And I've never known the shaman to be able to back away from something, to willingly back away from something like this. Furthermore, Shaman Village already has an envoy with New Treasure Town in the form of Sarah. Even if she wasn't acting in an official capacity, she would have brought the message to us personally if she wanted a little extra muscle.
But she was away.
So we were set up.
Someone's playing a game here. What I want to know is who's sitting across the table from us.
We won't be able to find that out until we get back.
About
Well,
that.
What is it, Levi?
That's the next thing I want to figure I have a problem with. Something like what happened can repeat. I want to figure out who did this and how before we get back. Because I
We
got
may
a
not
feeling
be able
whoever...
to. Then again, whoever would have done something like this had to have spent a lot of time planning something like this. Even assuming this was just for us. And if they were targeting us specifically, one, they'll probably have some way for verifying that the job was completed. And if they know that we survived, they won't be far away.
Even
We're probably going
worse,
to be
something worse comes to mind. The people here, they live alone. Well, in seclusion. That's what they want, right?
Sure.
If
I had a
this
chance
tr-
to take a look around. They don't seem like the kind of people who would seek out conflict like this.
No, but those who are chasing us will.
Loath as I am to admit it, anyone bold enough to try something like they did yesterday may be bold enough to try it here. Unless they're smart enough not to.
Or they
This
don't
place-
know about the place.
This place has several defenses to keep it safe. Natural defenses. Enough to keep most entities at bay. To say nothing of the fact that this place is also protected.
I mean, if they want to risk incurring the wrath of the one at the peak, then I don't think they would want that.
Along with, potentially, the guardian of the Temple of Rejection.
Look,
They'd have to go
I
pretty
just-
far off the beaten path just to get there.
You were saying, AK?
I just had a thought about that. Putting aside who, if they're doing coordinated attacks like that, and they want to go after us, they'll probably not jump us in the middle of town. They'll probably jump us as soon as when we get on the trail again. So we should at least try to prepare a bit before we go out, under the assumption that they're going to set up another ambush.
You're probably right. Plus, we could probably dig out some information if need be.
There's also the other aspect of it being in a mountain such as that, there's no good way to confirm if anything happened to us. Where we went, where we are, the weather that we were having yesterday would have covered it up, tracks and all. So right now, we serve as ghosts. Or rather, ghost types. To say nothing of the fact that well, most things aren't supposed to survive out here, and the watchers that I would imagine we would have to ensure we died ran away.
Well, they may have run away, but remember, they're flying types. And what do we know about most flying types?
Weak to ice?
No, it's their eyes. I've heard stories of those things being able to spot a caterpie crawling up a tree branch from a quarter mile away, and that's on a bad day with low visibility. They may have flown away, but one quick turn of the head, and they'd seen him where we had gone down. At the very least, they'll know where it was we crashed. Whether they'll be able to follow the track, given yesterday's snowstorm, well, that puts them even with just about everyone else. But if they do start searching the area, then it's only a matter of time before they find out that if we survived at all, we would have passed through this area.
Or fell.
Either way you look at it, the more we sit here and debate over it, I feel like is kind of wasting the time we do have.
I did have one last question while we were together before we made preparations.
I have one as well, but proceed.
Padrock turns to Levi. As far as I can see, our working hypothesis should be that this was organized by the Zealots. They have numbers we know they can organize. Do you think this would fit under a plan Lethero or Angle would do?
Either one of them would have been the likely target for the likely mastermind behind it.
Unfortunately, Padrock, I've known those two as long as you have. I don't know. My time was spent with the Black Hand. She's out of the way. If anything, she's been helping us. Those two I didn't even know existed. But given prior activities with the Zealots, I can see this happening. A situation of divide and conquer, and or a situation of a coordinated strike with the intent to carry out one purpose or several. But also considering the fact that we have taken out the public face of the most attractive part of getting people into the Zealots, we've taken out the more brutal part of the Zealots, being the Wardens of Strife. You have those that would have been following philosophies from 33 years ago, and the ringleader himself. And those two, according to the stories, have learned the mistakes of the past and have adapted them. So I may say that to say, considering this isn't the first time that the Zealots in 33 years ago and now have made a coordinated attack to go after rescuers, like us, I wouldn't put it past them.
Well, this is their final play, then.
It's not their final play till they're dead, Olivia.
From what I can
Next-
gather, if they're trying to get rid of rescuers, they're trying to get all of them out of the way so they can make one crucial strike somewhere. The question is where?
Given the resource balance, they're not going for a war of attrition. They'd be going for where they could maximize damage. Any metropolitan area, Hummeltown, Cassia City, New Treasure Town, Malva City. Someplace where a small group of people can have a large impact.
I don't think it would be Malva. That would have been too easy for them.
Malva gets hit too many times as is. It'd be somewhere else. Somewhere critical, but somewhere effective.
Hummeltown's got a wealth of knowledge with Cleo there as an information broker.
They wouldn't risk the wrath of the Ninetails family, would they?
Well,
They're very powerful fighters on their own, are they not?
the same can be said about the rescuers. But look how that's worked out for us.
The difference between us and them is that we're often separated.
Yet
That is-
there's a pretty strong case to be made that we've been just as, if not more, effective than they have.
True.
Indeed.
Truth be told, like, out of all the targets, I hesitate to guess. It's probably going to be either Cassia or New Treasure Town. I'm not sure which one they would pick.
History points to zealots attacking the capital of rescuers. So I'm not taking Humbletown off the table. But it'd be Cassia Town or New Treasure Town. That would be the target of interest.
We'll know for certain once we're back in civilization. Either way.
But before we go,
Go ahead.
I had one last thing because it bothered me. When we were coming down that mountain, we encountered the Zorark, Edmora. Have we met them before?
Not that I know of. Why?
That's the problem. Why was it that you guys confided in them so quickly?
Given the state of the party at the time. 1 second.
I'm not going to pretend to justify my actions, but to be fair, it was either that or we freeze to death.
We had the fire going.
We
Yeah,
It would have
for
been a
how
rough
long?
night. It would have been a rough night. But we could have kept going. We'd found shelter somewhere else.
My point is, I understand desperation, but we see someone for the first time and we said way too many things. That's why I stayed quiet majority of the time we were there. Until I got berated, he says, glanced to Olivia, for wanting to know who they were, asking a name. We cannot be so liberal with stuff like this, because for all we know, they were in on the fact that we just got struck down from the sky. We had no idea who they are. Sure, we know now that they mean us no harm, but at the time, we can't afford to make mistakes like that.
Did I?
So if we're going to be interacting with anyone else or coming up on that sort of stuff in the future, let me take the lead on that kind of stuff in the future.
I didn't mean to berate you if that's what it sounded like, Levi. I... Fine.
Apollo, you did majority of the talking during that time.
I was trying to negotiate us out of a possible fight. Something we had to do plenty of on the mountain.
I understand that. But for me, I was looking at the fact of wherever in Gosling we were going, we could have been getting led into a trap after we were told to put the fire out and follow them. I didn't know where we were going. I was ready for a fight the moment we walked into this village from the moment that they so much as popped up. If it came down to a fight, then so be it. But we cannot be so forthcoming with information. That was
We're
my
not going to
main
be in the
concern.
future.
Okay.
We've bought ourselves time. We can think about things now. And she was pretty clear about the route, and it matches up with my own study of maps around this area. We go through the Crystal Cave. We can leave from here, go through Crystal Cave. From there, we move through Steam Cave. From there, we can find our way back onto the main trailhead, and that will lead us to Melva City. Alternatively, I'm going to let you in on a little something that was never recorded in the history books. It was the route that leads from Steam Cave all the way into the back entrance of where Aberlov is. There's only a handful of people who know about that particular route. Myself, New Dawn, and that little Shatot that Kua was sweet on back in the day.
Even more so. As Padrock said, we leave here, gather information about the area, figure out what's going on. Maybe things have happened here that affect our mission on the grand scale of stopping distortions from getting worse. Though, for me, I have something personal I need to take care of.
You want to handle that alone, or do you want one of us with you for that?
Alone. If you feel the desire to keep an eye out and watch on, feel free. But considering who that is, I wanted to get to know her. We also need to be mindful, though, of the fact that we're gathering stuff here, we have a week's travel ahead of us, and we have no idea if we're going to be encountering any other opportunities like this.
Out of character question. Were we
Here.
all there when it was revealed to be Levi's grandmother?
No.
No.
I
All right.
just wanted to check before I say it.
Yeah,
So-
Levi's just saying he wants to take care of himself, though, but go ahead.
I don't know if this was divine providence or just my general paranoia about traveling large distances unprepared. But I bought out Sonny's store of apples and big apples before leaving. That being said, we're well provisioned for staying on the road for a long period of time. If we can find any supplies around here that the locals are willing to part with, use your best judgment. See if you can't find a fair trade for it.
I could agree with that.
So, I guess we should brace ourselves for the errant chill that we're about to get.
I'm more
Good
worried
night.
about the two of you. Apollo said to both Alvi and Levi.
I've had a chance to start acclimating to it. It doesn't hurt as much. But I won't be. I will try not to expose myself to the elements too long.
And I have some de-icing agent that I picked up before we left, just in case.
All right. Let's get to it.
You really can't tell it's morning.
Give it some time. The sun just hasn't passed the mountain yet. When it appears, you'll know it. But you can already see the sky illuminate.
Good morning.
Morning.
He'll be arrested at least somewhat decently.
I guess I could say that, yeah, I've slept a good enough. Didn't want to tear up any sheets, so I just sat on the corner side.
Enough to get out and operate. Would be the best way to put it for me.
What's your plan now, then?
Hard to say.
Simply put, well, Myriad. We're gonna be working to get out of your hair and keep going. But first, well, what we discussed last night. I have to take care of that first.
Then as you will.
Though Levi did pause and look to the Zarok. How did you know that?
Know that?
How did you know there was a thread between me and her?
I can see your spirit, dear.
I'm sorry?
I am a ghost type after all. And I've had centuries to hone my abilities.
Huh. All right then. Understood. Levi was not sure what to make of that, but he just nodded, taking it at face value before rising.
She smiles to him.
Now, how in goodness name to approach her?
Is it just me, Apollo, or is he being purposely cryptic about what he's going to do?
Those old
I don't
habits die hard.
Hmm. Suppose we go and ask what the residents think. Considering.
Actually, before we do that, Lucia and Amora, what are the areas of the village?
Areas?
Like,
Town Square.
or just is it just housing?
For the most part, it's just housing. What you could call a town square is down further south. Although, we don't have any sort of commercial infrastructure down there.
Okay,
Well, that makes sense.
thank you.
Of course.
What you thinking, Patrick?
Well, the topic had come up about possible trade, so I thought might as well check if there's sections to this place, but
Why not just ask one of the residents, I guess? Outside of the one... Armora. I mean, those two over there.
which two?
The ones that are right there at the campfire, I guess they're just minding their own business right now. Is it just me, or does that Nickard look familiar? Or at least sound familiar?
these two are just having a little talk between themselves.
I'd have no idea.
You remember that story that was talked about in the guild hall, right?
Yeah, but that Nickett wasn't one of the ones telling it.
No. Though I don't think I've ever seen one that had a pipe with them, much like they described in that story. Though I remember them being described as a different color entirely. So it might not be the same?
Well, I guess you could ask if you wanted, but
Hmm.
not sure how that would work.
Oh, familiar. Too familiar.
You know what, Padrock, you're probably right. No sense walking around it.
But I'll let you two have your scene first.
It's like, excuse me.
It's like, what's up? What do you want?
No, okay, a little more forward than I was expecting. Hi. We're new here, and I couldn't help but feel like you seemed familiar in some way.
You and I have never met.
I know, but
Padrock leans in, patting Aluvi's shoulder. What he means is, we've heard about a Nickett like you in a story before, and Aluvi here was wondering if you were that Nickett.
Me in a story? How flattering. Though, what was it about?
The second Eternatus Rising.
she just kind of or looks off to the side and goes,
Second Eternus Rising. Which one was that? Because there's been a lot of that lately.
New Dawn going into the Cassia ruins right before the Zorellen died. Apparently you were with a few of the people like Moria.
Oh, yeah, I know that name. Moria. Oh wow, that's been a long time ago. Where did you hear that, exactly?
Just from a few of the others who were there at the event.
Well, I'll be. I didn't think they remembered me. Considering I've been here all my life. Well, afterlife.
Padrock looks over the two. We're sorry to disturb, but do you know if there's anybody in town that would be open to doing a bit of trade?
Right?
Yeah, we plan to do an expedition out of here, and we want to make sure we're short up on supplies.
You just got here and you're already planning on leaving.
well, I mean, yes, we're not supposed to be here exactly.
I'd maybe check the town square, I suppose. Well, yeah.
Thank you
that
very
place.
much.
Hold on a second.
What?
Paul's gaze is falling on Chartel. I remember you.
She just kind of looks you up and down. It's just like, I'm pretty sure you're not Moira.
No. Moria's my mother. Do you remember that day when Eternatus made its second return? And you saw that Lucario?
Mm-hmm.
The one that had the slightly bluer fur.
Bluer fur. Mm. Look, there's a lot of Lucario back in history. You're gonna have to be a little more specific.
He was there that day. He found those two kids in that shack. He's the one that had the yellow scarf, sort of like the one that I'm wearing.
Oh, yeah. Wait, hold on a minute.
She just kind of like gets really up in your face and just kind of looks at the scarf closely.
Oh,
And then she just kind of looks back at you like,
oh, now I see it. You're the same guy.
Just about everyone around here will have figured that out at some point.
What brings an afterlife like you here?
Well, a bunch of dumbasses who, well, they've got them who wanted a rain check on an ass kicking, decided to destroy something very important. Something I needed. We're traveling with my friends so we can help people. I'll spare you the details about it, but coming here was not a choice I wanted to make.
Well, clearly.
And we're leaving on a much different timetable compared to everyone else because, well, we didn't come here for the same reasons that a lot of people do.
There are multiple reasons why people end up here, be it willing or not. I just come here to entertain people with some books because everybody here's life, well, there's quite a few of them that are quite miserable. I try to cheer them up.
Well, there are worse things one can do with their time.
To be fair, where I got the books from may not have been the most, legal way of doing it.
There it is.
Look, I can't help but myself. Besides, I've returned the books within timely manner.
I suppose that's some consolation. Still, Chartel, I may not have had a chance to say it back during that time. But thank you for your help that day.
I don't really think I did a whole lot, but sure. Oh,
Everyone served where they were sent.
before you go, I'm curious of something.
Can't make any promises I'll be able to help, but what are you curious about?
What even happened to you guys after that?
Could you elaborate on what that is?
Well, I was under the impression that the whole Eternus thing meant the end of the world, and yet here we are.
Well, a rescue team that effectively canonized themselves into legend that day by the name of Team New Dawn stopped Eternatus alongside two very powerful Pokemon, Zamazenta and Zacian.
Oh boy. That goes a lot deeper than I intended it to go, but you know what? I feel like there is one thing that I've regretted ever telling you.
That being,
Well, ever not telling you, anyway. Did I ever tell you my last name? I completely forgot.
no, you actually did not tell me that name.
Mistrafel.
I'm gonna roll focus to see if Apollo is able to connect any dots based on that information.
oh boy. So
Got all the extremes.
I'm gonna have it actually roll an intuition against Chartel.
Okay. No, that is not what I was going for. Intuition.
Nice perception roll.
Yeah, no kidding. You see her kind of giving you a little smirk. You get the idea that her last name is made up.
Can't really say that name rings a bell. It does have kind of a nice ring to it. Did you pick it out
Yeah.
yourself, or?
Yep, I saw it in a book. Well, at least something close enough to it. And I thought, Chartel Mistrafel. Perfect name.
Oh, do you remember the name of that book?
Well, remember when I said that I returned the book in timely fashion? Yeah, I don't have it anymore.
That's a shame. I was hoping to read it.
Man, those library overdraft fees are going to be killer for you.
Oh, believe me, they tried. They tried very hard. But I gave them a very good reason not to.
Well, suppose it's good to see you again, Chartel.
Yeah, it's good to know that you're still alive at least, even though you're a little, out of your depth a little bit.
Well, I got given a new lease on life by Moria. I'll spare you the detail. I'll
That's
spare
what-
you the details, but she decided I wasn't done with Cassia yet.
If you ask me, I think she cheated. Cheated death, even.
It's her idea, not mine.
So long as you're aware. But
Good
if
to
you
see you
need
again.
anything else, I guess I'm here. I'll be here with Cicero.
Catch you later.
She's a lot more enthusiastic than I thought she would be.
No,
Well,
she's definitely interesting, but don't let the demeanor and attitude fool you. Chartel put in work the day that they were with us.
Does it have something to do with that smoke pipe that they carry around? It looks a little strange.
Not that I'm aware. You're all seeing that, right?
I think I see why Levi wanted to do this alone now.
No,
Oh,
that's
wait,
Athenia.
Oh, I thought you were referring to the Raichu for whatever reason.
I saw her.
Padrock looks at Luffy with a smirk. You mean we're not talking about the campfire?
Oh, for Pete's sake. I guess that explains where she's been hiding out. Athenia, that is.
You guys go and say hello to her. I imagine we're on good terms with her.
Are you sure you don't? I'm going to assume that this is unsettling for you.
I've been asking myself this question for a while, Olivia. How do you say hello to the first time? Hello for the first time to someone you have a long history with?
Well, I can't exactly answer that one for you, but I can give you a correct answer. Take the first step.
Hey, Glacy,
Yeah.
can I roll for this?
Sure. Oh, so the
Cool.
Lopane gives a glance to the team and a little smile at them. He looks a little familiar.
Whatever.
Can I have Apollo roll perception to see if they can identify who this Lopunny is?
I'll do Padrock afterwards. Apollo, sure. So you recognize this Lopunny being a resident of Malva.
Pull Apollo back from here.
Question.
Answer.
Malva or Lumen?
Malva.
Proceed. I'm gonna just...
Ogre pondering.
Right. Tadrock would know an old folk tale about an ogre pond. Let's see. It was told in the forests about an ogre pond and a human at some point who got attacked.
But he wouldn't know much about their domain or masks or anything like that.
6x5? Yeah, you know a little bit about it.
Okay. Bad idea.
Cold rock, cold rock. No.
Rocks are evil in cold weather.
No kidding.
That is a true statement that I've learned the hard way. They retain temperature way too well.
Both a good and a bad thing.
Yes,
What?
indeed.
Water is worse.
No.
Levi's going to go right here for a moment and just quietly staring at the fire. An occasional glance over to her before just shaking his head and just going around to here and just sits down.
Lorraine is sitting by the fire with a pad on her legs and a pencil, just sketching. She doesn't seem to notice Levi immediately, or really any of them. Seems that she's just assuming there are other villagers coming by to sit by the fire as everyone has.
I guess that's when Aluvi will mention to Athenia, it's like, you know, I always wondered where you always ran off to after everything.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's you guys. It's been a while.
Funny meeting you here.
I came here to settle after some time wandering the mountains.
It's quite a place to settle. Quite a ways off the beaten path, but a great place to go if you're looking to not be found.
It is the only place that accepted me for what I am.
That seems to be the running theme here.
What brings you here?
Misfortune.
So like everyone else.
By everyone else. You mean stranded because somebody decided to destroy our airship?
Many things went awry the prior day.
I'm just glad that the rest of my team survived.
So you're trying to get home?
Eventually. While we were here, we were hoping to begin getting the lay of the land. Given your ability to get around, you might be one of the most knowledgeable people on the subject.
Well, I can't say I know too much about the mountains. I mostly just wandered until I found a place. But they are very harsh here. I can say that much.
And my team found that out the hard way. Levi and Alvy were borderline hypothermic by the time we were able to get off the worst of the mountain. And that was during the middle of yesterday's snowstorm.
Be a wonder that you even survived. Then.
I try
They're
not to
tougher.
complain too much.
They're tougher than they look. But we were not nearly as prepared for that as we had hoped we would be.
I had a character question. Would Florine react to hearing that name?
Nope.
Nope. I'm not even a thought to her at this point.
Florine makes a glance up from the notepad. Looks over at Apollo next to her. So we did have visitors. I heard of such.
Oh, we're not disturbing you, are we?
No. I'm just making another sketch. No worries.
What are you drawing?
Could I take a look?
She turns the notepad around and shows it to them. On the notepad, they can see Sylveon.
Why do I recognize this style? Apollo is very deliberately omitting that he has directly seen this kind of style before.
Well, I was an artist. I sort of still am, but guess I could say I've ran out of a lot of my resources. That said,
When you say resources, what do you mean by that? Like, materials you use to make your art, or?
paint.
Oh.
That said, you see what this Sylveon has?
Paul leans closer.
On the Sylveon, they can see what looks like a necklace.
Would Apollo recognize anything in particular about this necklace?
He would. So would Levi.
That necklace.
Curious, isn't it? She just looks
Oh.
directly towards Levi.
Apollo also turns his gaze toward Levi as well.
Thought I said I wanted to do this alone. But no. That he gets to his feet. She decisively goes around the fire so as to not disturb others. And bends down to go beneath the tree. around here before looking over. Do you mind if I join you?
By all means, son. Sit.
Of course. And with that, he would sit down, his tail curling around quickly, just like the blade of it resting in his lap as he just rubs against it carefully.
Type changed.
Not by choice, but a gift I maintain.
It's been a while since I've seen such a thing. But there's a few things that it's been a while since I've seen.
You look over to her, and eyes familiar, he just gives a small smile. Well, it's always nice to have a pleasant memory of the past.
Also out of character, Padrock's talking to Apollo.
I look away for a second.
Mm-hmm.
I heard my name though.
Said out
Yeah,
of
put it
character,
in the
Padrock is
text with the
talking
thing.
to you.
Either way, Olivia did.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, even though they weren't being spoken to.
Flurrying glances at Apollo briefly, then back to Levi. So tell me, dear. How did such a trinket wind up on you?
He closes his eyes a moment and just exhales carefully before looking at her. I can tell you that, but you must promise me that you'll brace yourself.
He slowly flips the pad over again and closes it, then sets it in her lap, along with the pencil.
Honestly, given who I got it from, I thought it was one way, but I guess not quite. And with that, he would carefully remove the necklace and hold on to it in hand, looking it over. Where do I even start? A name? A simple answer? History? All legitimate answers, and none of them seem good at all. Though I suppose the direct path would be best. So, let's start with the name then. And as he's about to say it, an inhale came out, but like as the words were there, he's just stolen from him for a moment. But after a second, his tail would tap the ground to a rhythm before he just said his thoughts. All the while twisting the necklace in his hand. My name. My
That's a
My
good
my
start.
friends,
That's a good start, yes.
my friends call me Levi, but the full name would be. And as he's about to say, it's just his ears go low, and he looks off, and just come on, Leviticus Mandel. My name is Leviticus Mandel.
Much like Malachi Mendel. Yes?
My father, yes. This was a gift from him. Given to me, and something I've cherished ever since.
So it is. Then that makes you his son.
And your grandson, yes, ma'am.
Son of Ronnie.
He just gives a slow nod. Son of. Yeah. Son of Dirani. Nephew to Vara.
Tell me, Leviticus, when were you born?
"21 years ago."
21 years. Well, after the time my daughter and son-in-law disappeared.
They made a decision.
They did.
And they made a decision after so long to ensure it didn't take everything they've worked towards. That being me. I know where I was born. I know my upbringing. I know I'm not that person anymore. Courtesy of my friends and, well, my team and my family, I'm not that person anymore. But I'm me. I'm better. I think I'm better, at least.
Your arm's still a long story, Levi.
He just looks down to his arm and just clenches his fist before putting it down. A story that'll be told again and again for as long as I draw breath. By existence alone. But even with this, actions speak louder than words. Lest I wouldn't have gotten here, because my last meeting would have been with her. He says, glancing over to Athenia.
I'm sure your last meeting would have been long before her, given the tales of that. You weren't meant to be here.
No.
At least.
No,
in
I
their
wasn't.
eyes.
I was simply to be fuel, if you will. I didn't know. But when I learned, I made my move. I got away from that. I wanted better. I got better, but then just kept a low profile. Didn't want anything to do with it. Then I got found, and I got into this, and then everything's just been going so fast ever since then.
Leviticus,
Ma'am,
did they come with you?
no. No, they didn't.
Where are they?
The answer was there. He just couldn't say it. He struggled to say it. Ears low. Tail is basically in a grip. And it alone keeping it warm. As his eyes closed and his electricity started to spark. And even through the fact that he knew the truth, even when he knew of everything there was, it still affected him greatly. As even in this frozen climb, water would still run. As while words could not answer the question, tears may.
So it's true.
I'm sorry. I wish I could tell you something better, but I can't. Varda's still around, though. She's here. She's.
I was told she jumped into the ocean.
I don't know whether or not she did. She's there. She's been there. I've fought to defend her. I've fought to keep her. I'm not losing her. I can't lose her. Not if I just found her.
Did you meet anyone else?
No. That's not going to stop me from looking, though. only met you. You and Varda. Haven't met anyone else yet. But I'm looking. I have to look. I know people that have been touched by you. I know people who have been touched by her. I know people who've been touched by my dad. I know people who they have affected, who they have changed. I know what they did. I know what they've done. And I just... all I've met is you two. And now I sit here just wanting to learn more about them. All of them. Any of them.
Since I left home. I thought everyone. I thought they were all gone.
No. I'm still here. I'm still here. Through sheer force of will. Through luck, through desire, through the defiance of fate itself, I'm still here. Through the fact that my friends are here to help me out, I'm still here. Varda, I just came across her on accident, but sure enough, she's still here too. She's helping me see the world a bit differently, helping me understand the world more differently, helping me understand where I am, helping me not be what I was. Oh. We're not all gone. I'm still here. I'm still here. I'm still carrying their legacy. The legacy of life, the legacy of love, the legacy of arts. The legacy of the things they carried with them. I'm not letting that go. Can't let it go.
She moves her arm, paws from the sketch pad towards one of his arms. May I?
He does flinch a moment, but after a second just relaxes. Sure. I mean, yes, yes, ma'am.
She takes one of his arms and brings it up, sets his paw on hers, and looks it over. It's reflecting the fire. I've never seen that.
It's like I said, I'm still here. I'm not letting that thing take me. The mark may persist, but its influence will not. He just gestures over to the three of them. You have them to thank. From the two curious of your art to the one sitting next to the Vulpix. If it weren't for them, we wouldn't be able to have this conversation. As much as I'm struggling to find the words to even say for this. This place, perhaps. But this realm? No. I'm not planning on leaving this mortal coil anytime soon. You know, one moment. I'm going to roll something here. Levi's still holding on to his tail, as if it alone is his comfort, but he's able to keep himself mentally centered.
In his other paw, she can feel hers grasping it.
In his other hand that she's holding, he can feel his hand shaking. Not from the temperature. Nerves. Levi
He
would
had a much of a loss of words as he is.
Thus, all Levi does is just shift his position ever so gently to just be just a little bit closer. And sending a message to the rest of the team, he just sends a mental message of, I'm gonna be here for a bit. If you guys have anything to do, don't wait on me. I'm gonna be here for a bit.
Take all the time you need.
Hedrock bows.
Okay.
It's okay, Ezra. It's okay.
He pauses and looks over. Ezra?
He looks up at the top of the cliff to the east.
One moment. Levi looks over, and there is a visible jolt. But he does calm down a moment. I've seen them before.
That's my dad. The enormous Ninetales is just sitting quietly on top of the cliff, watching them motionlessly.
Luffy notices it and he's just like, oh my goodness, that is a large Ninetales.
Apollo also spots Ninetales. Whoa.
Levi just sitting here, just like his expression, as bothered as he is a mixture of just awe, but also terror. It's like, that's my great granddad.
Padrock's expression goes from shocked to grinning as he says over the connection for the other three to hear. Hey, Apollo,
Yeah.
that one has more flute than you.
You know, no, I'm not
Padrock,
gonna try.
really?
I'm not gonna try and fight that. No.
Really, Padrock? That's when he audibly, like, sighs, like, next to the Vulpix. He's like, you're... Padrock, sometimes I do not understand your line of thinking.
Just trying to break the tension.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mission successful.
I mean, there would be a point where Levi's sitting there, and instead of his holding onto his own tail, he just lets go, and it kind of just goes around the both of them as he just stays put next to her, partially leaning into her now. Words. What are words? Unnecessary at this time, perhaps, as they remain ever quiet and let time pass, is just enjoying one another's presence.
He just
And
kind of
vacation-
leans...
Go ahead.
Yeah, Luffy just kind of leans over to the Vulpix and is just like, so, is that the one of the peak?
Who, my second cousin?
That's your cousin?
Yeah?
I see. How are they that big?
He's grown to be an alpha.
So it's true then. Huh. I'm guessing he's just keeping watch then?
Yeah, he comes to visit occasionally, mostly to see her, but I say hi sometimes.
Well, sorry. Didn't mean to be rude. I'm a Luffy. You?
Lucifer. Lucifer Nuer.
Huh. I'm guessing you're a resident here as well?
Yeah, I've been here for the past... How long has it been? 43 years?
Oof. That's a long time. Then again, I don't know the history of this place nearly enough to understand.
Jealous he found a firestone and I didn't. He just mumbles to himself.
Hey. You wouldn't happen to know who might be up for a bit of trading around here, would you?
Maybe Pierre? He just points behind himself.
Over the mental link, Padrock would say to the team. Are there any particular supplies we are in the mood for?
Well, I think the first thing that comes to mind is some aspir berries. Other than that, probably rations.
Berries, rations, anything that might help, anything that we could wear that would insulate us against the cold.
Winter wear, yeah.
The little bunny just looks over at Padrock.
Padrock would give them a bit of nod as he approaches. Hello. My friends and I were planning to take a bit of a trip down the mountain soon, and I was wondering, looking for anybody who might be willing to do a bit of trade?
Well, I mean, I'm regardless the local chef here, but I might have some food. I don't know how I could trade, though. Food's really all I have.
I'm guessing portions are probably a bit tight then?
For the most part, everyone in this village just goes around the mountain and takes any resources they can from the wild. Fruits,
Well,
anything out the trees.
we were thinking about rations, but if things are able to be found like that, then I think we'll be able to manage for rations, he says before turning to give Olivia a smile.
You probably had to wipe down the wildlife for them. They're not really friendly.
Yeah, we had that kind of experience. I guess my other question then would be, which way is the Temple of Rejection?
It's up in the northwest, sorry. My mental sense of direction's been kind of shot since I showed up here a few months ago.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah.
Padra steps, but as he does, he would send a message over the link. I'm gonna go make a short pilgrimage before we have to head out.
Or pilgrimage.
Fancy way of saying going to visit the temple, Luvi.
Is that a good idea?
Why not? It's pretty peaceful around here.
It's more so that. Never mind.
If it makes you feel better, I'm not planning to go inside. Just get a look at it.
At least take someone with you. If you need me, I'll follow. Besides, I'm kind of curious myself.
What are you gonna do after leaving here?
Considering what happened to us, work our way back home, one way or another. We have a mission to protect the world, and I'm going to do my best to keep doing just that. With your permission, I also want to tell Aunt Varda about you. If that's okay with you. Of course. I don't have to say anything. But knowing her, she's, aside from being word sick about me, she's gonna want to know.
Spoken to any of either of my daughters in 23 years.
Well, I've never spoken to you in 21. So I say, if it comes out to it, I'm also willing to see her here. Or you there, or either way you want to do it. If you want to do it, of course.
Don't bring her here. Not this place. This place is not for people who still live in society. I left the road thinking no one else would ever follow. All I had was my dad. So if I'm ever gonna meet anyone else, it's not here.
Well, At this point, like, Levi's pretty much leaning on her, one arm around a partial hug, but still close. And then the question comes to where? Wherever you or... And he pauses a moment. I still need to go actually say hello to him.
He won't talk to anyone but me and Lucifer.
Why did he start talking to you? If you don't mind me asking.
He's my dad.
I see.
My mother is the only other Pokemon he got close to since he left civilization. She's the only one he ever sired a child with. It's not to
Paul
say-
thinks
it's not to
Paul's
say-
thinking for a moment. Go ahead and finish your line.
That's not to say their meeting when it's exactly pleasant, but they live together nonetheless. She showed him a road he could never dream of, and a road that he could never accept. It's because there are too many dangerous people out there. Too many people who would take advantage and who were foolhardy, living their civilized lives, and he couldn't tolerate it.
I was given what I've seen so far. I can understand where that particular motivation comes from.
So after I was born, they stayed together for as long as possible, until the day that she passed. I'm sure you heard the tales. As soon as she passed, everyone in the mountain knew of it.
The mountains burned the day she passed away.
With the light of
Lit.
1,000 torches.
Yes. I know the tale. Though most don't say the part as to why. He just said one day the mountain burned, and for those who didn't know the true purpose, all they saw was this one enormous being that sat resident to the flames. And when others came to stop it, they found themselves stopped. And the mountain continued to burn until eventually it stopped. And when it stopped, no harm was cast at the mountain. But the one who protected the mountain, or rather, the one who stopped those from ceasing the mountain to burn was given their nickname.
I called him a devil, but he's been nothing but protective of those here.
Honestly, I'd rather, well, we continue to call it that. It keeps people away from here. Fear for a young child to obey the parents when the bedtime stories come around. Meanwhile, it's all the more encouraging for others to be on their best behavior. Especially in an environment like this. Knowing full well that someone presides over, watches, protects, keeps this land safe from those who would want to render it harm. So let them call them what they do. So long as this place is preserved, and so long as the lives here are undisturbed.
I wish he saw what we do in people. How they work together. He refuses to see the light.
I'd say tell him no. I'd rather tell him that myself, even if I don't get an answer.
Struggles are to be met with wealth, and one works for the better of the whole. Yet, a world with only happiness suffers the most.
Sounds like something my dad would say.
Something he used to say all the time.
He did have a way with words. Sometimes he's the kind of person to say something, and then sometimes I sit there for days on end, no idea what it meant. Till eventually, inevitably, it'd kick in. But Levi would, after a moment, move over and give a hug to Farin before standing up and just looking over to him. Wait a moment. Before you go, as I told her, my name is Leviticus Mandel. Your great grandson. While you've seen the downside of society, there are gems that can be found. So as you As you reside in this place, doing as you do best, I ask you, watch over us. Me and my team. Not to protect us, but to learn. He has a friendly smile. You may see some you may not expect to see. But moreover, if words won't do enough to say hello, then I hope actions will be enough for you to get to know me better. And thanks for being around. Thanks for being around for my grandmother. And it's a pleasure to meet you.
Seen decent civilized soul. Since Liana. Since Florine. What Team Klein did only solidified my view.
And with all due respect, grandfather, great grandfather, let my team, the team with your own kin, be the one to shake that view. Even a little bit.
Then I look forward to the day you broaden my horizons.
So Levi is walking away. Apollo, you can see Rit on his face. That's nerve-wracking.
You gonna be okay?
Yep. Gonna just sit back here.
The fiery glare of the red.
I'm sorry. You talk to someone who you can feel that could end your existence with so much as blinking their eyes.
It's a good thing they don't blink then.
Even so,
He was like that, even to my mom.
honestly, I'm surprised he responded to me at all.
He might have seen her in you. She was a bit of a rebellious sort. She never listened to orders, never listened to reason. Went all the way into the mountains to seek him out. Because she wanted to prove she could say something to him. To change his view of the world. For a while she did, but it wasn't enough to get him back into civilization.
I see.
Honestly, from the stories that they told me, it's a wonder they even got together at all. He pitied her for the most part when they met. That team he mentioned, Team Klein.
Who are they? Or were they?
Well, one's supposedly still alive today. They were a Gabite, Yan Mega, and me and Shao. The Yan Mega had a bow and shot her with a poisoned arrow. She was supposed to die that day, but then he showed up. Had it not been for him, the one so-called the Devil of the Peak, she probably would have. Then I would have never been born, neither would you.
You said one's still alive.
The Gabite.
Team Klein. Levi will look over to Apollo and simply say, for my safety, if you choose to look into that team, maybe best to go with New Dawn instead of me.
I'll put a forge with him if we see him again.
We will.
You probably won't meet the other two, they're long dead, but, well, dragons have long lives. Most likely he's a Garchomp by now.
That we do. That we do.
If you're curious of his name, it's Thimble.
Thimble?
Mm-hmm. Unassuming.
Interesting name.
Unassuming, isn't it? But he was the leader of Team Klein.
Even the most unassuming can be a problem if left to their own devices. But, nevertheless, I'll keep it in mind going forward.
If, well, when you get back home, you see Varda, don't tell her yet. Not unless you have a way to find me again.
Understood. Then I won't say a word.
She
Not
slowly
yet.
pulls herself to her feet. Turns to him.
But Levi would stand up as well and just put a hand.
Setting
Put a hand. Oh, go ahead.
Setting her sketchpad on the ground next to her as she stands up, she puts her paws on either side of his head, pulls it forward, and places her forehead against his. Thank you, Leviticus.
Thank you for this chance. He's gonna hold on and just say, please don't disappear. I do want to see you again as well.
Good few years left. I think I can stay around long enough to see you again. As long as you do.
And I'll be around for quite a while. So please, we'll be in touch. I promise.
Okay.
One way or another. And with that, he would let go. Look to Apollo and give a nod. Okay.
Wait.
Yes, ma'am.
Before you go, she reaches down and picks up her sketchbook again, opens it back up. My husband, Vikra. This is him.
So that's who that. Then that. Oh. That makes so much sense now.
Your grandfather.
Yes, I get that, but ah. Okay. So, how do I put this? Back home, we happened across this Ninetales. Has a particularly concerning aura to them. They're not bad, though. He happened to mention that I had basically said I had fairy type blood in me, and I'm like, what do you mean? I'm a dragon. I didn't know.
Sounds like an intriguing Ninetales.
Well, I'd ask to learn more about him. I feel if we sit and discuss one, we're going to discuss more and more, and by then we're going to be out of daylight.
Next time we see each other.
Next time we see each other.
She's
And at that point,
turns the
you may...
She turns the sketch pad and carefully tears the sheet out. Then gives it to him.
And Levi would just, without folding it, mind you, stow it away in his bag after looking at it for a while. I'll keep it as a memento. Though I will say, next time we meet... Oh, go ahead.
Keep it as a promise. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
I wonder if I thought
I will-
someday.
Though I will say, next time we meet, there may be more than one person you have to catch up with.
Imagine.
But until then, I have to wonder what a small reunion would look like. Small, but comforting.
Meaningful.
Meaningful. I have to ask, though, before I go, who else... Who... I haven't even met my dad's side of the family. Is there anyone else I haven't met on my mom's side?
Well, Piker had a sister, Jotian named Verlina.
Relina, Jolteon. Okay. We'll have to keep an eye out for that one.
I'm not telling if she's even still around.
Better than nothing. No one knew you were around, so as long as there's no confirmation, there's a chance. There's a chance. And I'll take it.
So we like gems. I just learned that myself. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
And thank you as well for being there with him. For him. Out of character, that's to Apollo.
Apollo would nod before standing up, then looking to see where the other two members of the team had gotten off to.
I saw them wandering off in the snow in the northwest. Pierre,
Thank you.
I blame you for that. Hey, me.
And let's go catch up with him.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, further up north,
At the same time, I should mention, they were about. Sharktail was just waiting around the corner as if, like, waiting for them. So it's like,
So, your buddies went up north to the temple, right?
I certainly hope they didn't go there without us.
Well, I thought it was a little concerning that they went off on their own, but figured I'd come and tell you, just in case.
Thank you, Chartel. Levi, we need to catch up with them.
meanwhile up north, As these two are heading towards the exit of the village, they are approached by two more.
Padrock, are we sure that we want to be going alone with this? I know you were interested in all, but
Well, I mean, it still is part of the village area, right?
I wouldn't think it would be that simple.
Preferably,
I think
you wouldn't be going alone at all.
Oh. Hello, you two.
Well, I guess I couldn't have been surprised that they would know.
And Padrock looks behind them as he sees the two other teammates running up the path.
You'll want a guide if you're to get there without upsetting the Watcher.
Fair enough.
That's what I kind of figured.
And I suppose you two are coming as well.
Yeah, just got done with business.
Very well. Hopefully you found some comfort in the company.
At this point, the airship crashing is a minor inconvenience compared to the amount of hope that I have flowing through me. I'm in a good mood.
Very well. Enough.
So, what happened with the one at the peak? Did he stick around, or?
He's gone.
Someone like that doesn't stay in one place for too long. Not even for this group.
Understood.
Though for someone that doesn't talk much, he gave me, what can be described as a challenge. And a challenge.
I hope you're not planning on trying to handle that challenge by yourself, are you?
I couldn't if I wanted to.
Please elaborate on what you mean by challenge.
He does ponder a moment how to approach this before simply saying, known by many names, the devil or guardian, as he's known here, of the peak, has a very set and firm belief on his opinion when it comes to rescue teams. Set in stone by the actions that a rescue team had taken upon my great grandmother. And thus, he does not look too highly on us, or society in general. And with those beliefs set in stone, I told him to give us a chance to shake those beliefs. And his response was, I look forward to seeing you broaden my horizons. In other words, we have something of an audience as we're making our way back to civilization. Let's show them we're capable.
We don't disappoint for your sake.
Padrock gets a wide grin on his face as he leans in and nudges Levi's shoulder. Oh, don't worry. We won't broaden them. We will eclipse his horizons.
Oh, for Pete's sake. Only you, Padrock. Only you.
You have a map with you, yes?
I do. Paul says, pulling out his own personal map. and opening it up.
So,
We were supposed to head this way, but that plan's obviously not happening.
from the view in the sky, your airship seems to have landed on a mountain here. And then you made your way towards this village. The temple's only a short ways away. Yes, happy birthday, Straight. The
Happy birthday, Lou.
temple is only a short ways away, but once you feel you are prepared to go south, Crystal Cave is through the mountains, but don't follow the river, otherwise you'll end up off course. Take the mountains instead, and you'll find your way to Crystal Cave, where you can then go west towards Steam Cave. Understood?
Don't follow
Understood.
the river. Don't follow the river, follow the mountains.
If you follow the river, you'll wind up off course, taking the long way towards what would be Shaman Village if you didn't die along the way. Closest path is the cave. That said, here we are. The Temple of Rejection.
Huh. It's a lot more lavish than I expected.
I mean, what were you expecting? It's
Well, usually when ruins are considered ruins, they don't look like they've been maintained as well as this.
well, think of the Temple of Time.
The Temple of Time, I believe, was mostly forest, was it not?
I mean, you remember the entrance where it meant Danica and Solandic came running out of the ruins?
Fair enough.
That place had a character acre. And look, Padrock points at the giant snail. This one has one too.
Well, good news, Danica. You didn't get this one.
If I remember correctly, this would have been Erwin's domain.
Would be, apparently.
So a brief pause. Welcome to the stream, Zanuck, and the Liching Hour. Thanks for the raids, and I hope you all enjoy the session.
Oh dear lord, 13 people.
And 2 more.
Speaking of Danica. Hi, Gigas.
Hey, Giga.
Atta giga.
You never got to this temple.
We never did. Actually, yeah, you're right. They never did.
Honestly, considering how out of the way it is, I would not be surprised.
Well, and no, Arzath, like the original campaign didn't get to either Rejection or Insanity.
Oh.
This
Fair enough.
being calls itself Wochian.
Ah, yes. One of the treasures of ruin.
So you've met others.
We've had the pleasure of meeting one a little aggressive, if you will. He didn't quite attack us, at least, but could have.
Each of the four has kind of shown up around one of the temples.
The last time Sarah came here, she encountered this one. It was hostile at first, but after a little talk, they came to an understanding. Sarah would allow this one to watch the temple while she's away. And this one would prevent anyone else who would come to attack it, as it did it in its own world. But the treasure isn't here.
Of course it wouldn't be.
Sarah made a point of retrieving it when she learned that the world was going the way it was.
She keeps it with herself, is that it?
She does.
Can't imagine a set of wings that'd be safer than that.
Still, the temple itself holds a great power, and it must be watched over. We have done so for the past several centuries since we first got here, and we will continue to do so in the village.
Padrock looks over
You
to
s-
see what kind of looks they're getting from Wo Chen.
It's just standing there completely motionlessly, idly watching them. as
You
if
say a great
just absorbed.
power. You say great power is being hidden here. What kind of power is it?
A power sought by the first people who came to retrieve it. Perhaps I wasn't forthcoming to you when you first showed up. It was our duty to watch over the temple. And make sure none would be able to disturb it.
So you're from the time of the Wayfinders.
Long before that, when you think about it.
Indeed. When they first came, it was our duty to test them. And so we faced them until they proved themselves worthy. But once inside, the temple itself provided a test that none others could. If they didn't pass it, they would be rejected, not only from the temple, but from Cassia as a whole.
Huh.
Wait, so that's why I got his name.
You ever hear the silly saying, I reject your reality and substitute my own?
Someone actually said that?
It's a pretty common phrase used in some of the documentation that I've read in the library. It's, from a pretty fun book series, but I digress.
You could say this temple does that quite literally.
Padrock gives him a small nod before stepping towards one of the side structures, keeping an eye on Wu Chen to make sure he's not causing any aggro as he goes to look it over.
It's quite a marvel for its time, isn't it?
Honestly, with the devastation that Cassie has been through twice recently, it's kind of a marvel by today's standards.
You could say the temples have a way of preserving themselves in the face of
I mean,
light.
Temple of Time, sure, but this Padrock gently places a hand on the stone. No, I guess it could reject where, he says before pulling back.
That said, Sarah fairly regularly comes here to maintain things. Those barrels over there, those contain resources she brought here, and she occasionally camps here.
I imagine the flowers are her own personal touch too.
Grasidius. Yes.
I'm honestly surprised that they grow out here. Like in this cold, just, you know.
You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised just how resilient Gracidia flowers are when you have a local shaman flock around to maintain them.
Fair enough.
Padrock turns to the two. If he says Sarah visits often, sorry to be asking something of you, but would you be able to deliver a message to her from us the next time
Your
she
leader
visits?
already said to.
Oh, sorry.
I was about
I
to say,
guess-
Padrock.
We will
Look,
inform
Paul-
her if she comes by again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Levi just smiles. Just means you two are on the same page.
But we shouldn't linger for too long. Otherwise, the curtained watcher might become a little protective.
I suppose we shouldn't stay here too long, then.
Besides, given her current schedule, she may be here sooner than we expect. She's due here in another week. Of course, she may very well come sooner if she's looking for you.
Big if.
Huh. Question. Did Sarah
ahead.
provide these?
No. Those were built when the temple was built.
Understood. I dare say they look a little bit like a togetic. But understood.
Not quite as rotund as you would expect out of a Togekiss or a Togetic.
No, but the shape is there.
I mean, that shape can go to a lot of birds.
I guess, sure. Oh, no, wait, those are tail feathers. My bad.
Well,
Livy.
Mm-hmm. I'm coming. Sorry. I was lost in thought.
then we'll be on our
No
way.
worries.
So what do you intend to do now?
Well,
Apollo first comes up behind Levi and gives him a nudge in the back.
Hey, huh?
And he's very quietly looking to him, asking permission if he should be telling all of his plans for what the team's going to do.
Levi looks at them, looking to the map, and then just in the broadest strokes, follow the plan and start working our way down. We could wait. We could stay here. Wait for our allies to pop up, come around looking for us, and have a much safer ride home, but
It was a particular proposal that I considered while I lay awake last night. Problem is, with yesterday's blizzard up on the mountain, any wreckage that's left from our airships has been buried under a few inches, if not feet, of snow. Even if they did find it, they'd have no way of knowing where we went, or even if we were alive after that point, save for a distress beacon, which I left running in the ship's remains. I very pointedly stated that the status of the system operator would be determined as unknown.
in other words, it would be more proactive of us to move and stay on the move.
There was another reason we wanted to stay on the move. The people who took us down the other day, they had a lot of coordination. Something that run-of-the-mill wild Pokemon lack, at least to the extent that we witnessed the other day. And if they're willing to come at us with that sort of organization, there's a very good chance they planned for a contingency that would involve us surviving the crash. It's not a question of if they'll try for another attempt on our lives. but when they'll do it. Anyone bold enough to do what they did yesterday might just be bold enough. Maybe stupid enough, but at the very least bold enough to try it here. In good conscience, I can't ask you to take that kind of a risk for us. And that means getting my team out of here and on the road as quickly as we can.
And you have a long and perilous journey ahead of you.
To be honest, the alternative would be a consignment to this place, which, while not bad, I think it'd be a little bit early for us to do that.
And you wish not to consign to oblivion.
Not yet.
Yeah.
No.
We plan to reject death a little bit longer.
We'll work our way to success from here to the gates of hell.
You say that like we haven't already been there.
Well, next time we'll make a postcard out of it.
Then may you march forward towards New Fortune. But have you the resources to do so?
Sorry, could you repeat that a little louder?
But have you the resources to do so?
I purchased a sizable amount of food before I took off. We did ask around with some of the denizens of the town, but the resources that they had to offer were scarce, and they were disinclined to try and part with them.
What the village
can't-
here comes across is to survive on.
It's understandable.
Although, how much do we have that we can manage with when we get on the way? You said you bought a bunch of apples.
5 apples, 5 big apples.
Between the 4 of us would be about 2 days worth.
Well, no, scratch that. I have 11 apples.
Right, you got extra.
I had these a while ago.
Hey, Alavi.
Hmm?
Pierre mentioned that a lot of the villagers here get their food through foraging. So I know you're pretty adept at survival, so maybe keep an eye out for any wild food that would be good for us to pick on our way down.
Hey, that
That
is
help.
one thing I was considering doing along the way down the mountain, but considering just how cold it was, wasn't really an option. I'll keep an eye out.
I guess that brings me to the other point. Aside from rations, do you two have anything warm, any spare blankets we could bring for these two? Padrock points to Levi and Alavi.
Perhaps
That is,
you may find some with Alana down there.
I think that's the one stop we should make before heading out.
I agree. Without a guide outside of the common knowledge we have from the map, it is going to be perilous.
I know how to navigate these mountains pretty well. Maybe not the specific route.
We have a direction and we know how to be cautious. We just need to use it. Though, as hazardous to my health as this place is, there's a good chance I will be returning to Insumet in my own time.
I feel that is up to you then.
Levi just looks off to the side and rubs his neck. It's... If not me returning here, then at the very least me sending letters. Though it is one of the, at the moment, only places I can still have a communication with people I've yet to meet. Just... I don't want to lose them. So I'll do what I can to maintain communication. I'm sure y'all get it.
May your endeavors bring fruit.
Yep.
I warn you, though. Reassimilating to local society may be difficult if she were to leave here.
Why do you say that?
Because she's been here for 2 decades.
Huh.
I don't intend to drag her out of here. I don't intend to pull her away from where she's comfortable.
But
But
she does
What?
want to come for a visit. We do know a couple of people who know what that's like and might be able to help her.
true. Even more so, if she ever finds herself coming down the mountain or to some neutral location that we can meet up without compromising one another's safety and or comfort, then I'm willing to do just that. There, Levi pauses a moment before looking to the map, his own map. Given where we are, even if it's a walk all the way to Shaman Village, or even could the airship reach Crystal Cave? Probably not. And then we could park nearby and just walk the rest of the way. It's gonna be an interesting place to meet up.
We should probably discuss this while getting blankets.
Yeah.
Of course. Sorry. Proceed. Go.
Hey,
Go.
no worries. We have a lot to think about for this.
Yeah, but this is more personal matters for me. I don't need you guys getting bogged down by that.
Take care of
Padrock,
yourselves, will you?
turn. Oh. At that, Padrock turns around, marches up to Levi, and gives him a hug.
Levi, you should know by now. Whatever bothers you, whatever things that you feel is not important to anyone but yourself, you gotta remember we're a team. We all respect each other.
Right.
Even if not by
Just-
blood, you have family with us.
Thank you.
Well then,
Excuse me.
The Flappy just finishes nibbling on an apple that she got from the King is Gone.
We were told that you might have a spare blanket or two. My friends here, he gestures to Levi and Alvi, need a couple of coverings to help protect from the snow.
Oh, I made a few. Hey, Luau, could you spare a moment? Certainly, dear. She sets the apple down before getting up. One moment. Seems you made some company in the villagers.
I'm just glad we managed to avoid upsetting anyone.
It's difficult to upset people here.
Yeah, but we were warned not to, so I was worried about it.
Well, at least you seem good intentioned. It's really a shame that you stumbled upon this place in such a way.
Yeah.
If the team would like, they can roll focus.
Fresh, so I didn't have my character sheet open. Just
That's an
remedy
awful
that.
roll. I got a terrible
Damn.
roll. Even
Terrible my
Patrick.
ass.
I mean, hey, like relative to how the skill roll system works, it's still a good roll.
Relative to the fact that you have the highest roll out of all of us.
I was talking about me.
So,
Oh.
Apollo and Padrock can easily notice she's missing something that most things can have.
I'm gonna whisper something to GM.
Oh no.
Realization. Does not want to draw attention to it. Does not want to draw attention to it. Does not want to draw attention to it.
No.
Yes.
Apollo absolutely does notice this, but he is not gonna say a word about it. Given what this place is and the kind of people who live here, he can connect enough dots that he doesn't need to think any more of it.
She's just sitting there and reaches over to the small pile next to her, pulls out 4 apples. Would you like one?
Padrock glances to Apollo when she makes the offer. Do you think we'll need them, or?
We have a week's worth of traveling to do. With the 5 big apples, that will last us 5 days.
Technically, it would be 1 apple per person.
Yeah, and that would
So
be
that
2
would be
days.
1 day.
Like, between 4 people? That's about 2 days worth.
You said we had 11, right?
No, those are apples. I'm talking big apples. I mean, I'll go ahead and ping the effects again because this is how they were given to me.
Oh, I see. Yeah, one ration for all Pokemon. Okay. So
Mhm.
5 of the big apples would be 5 days, and then the little ones would be enough to.
We
Go
may
another
want to
day?
have extras just in case something comes up that requires us to use more rations than we packed for just ourselves.
That is true.
Padrock. Gives Apollo a little nod. Since you're holding the rations, Apollo, maybe you should take them.
Yes. Out of character, how many rations will this be?
She's giving you 4 regular-sized apples.
Okay.
By the way, out
That
of
brings our
character.
total.
When the Big Apple says it provides 1 day's ration for all Pokemon, it's Pokemon of all sizes.
Okay.
Ah,
How does that differ from a normal apple then?
Large, gigantic.
yeah.
No, large or gigantic wouldn't get fed by a normal apple?
It would be a half day for them.
Ah,
Good thing we don't have large Pokemon in the party then.
Mhm.
Sideways glances at Ezra.
He'd probably eat
as
3.
as the two take the offered apples, Padrock would give the King Gascon a smile. Thank you. This is really appreciated.
Certainly. Everyone here is family to me. And may I ask you a favor?
You may.
If you're to help Florine, please take good care of her.
Wouldn't dream of doing anything else.
She especially looks towards Levi.
You say that as though I intend to do something otherwise.
I don't believe you would. But I still ask that you watch over her should she ever leave this place.
Should she ever leave this place, she will have me and more.
I care for her, and I care for everyone here, as though they were my own son.
Understood.
Thank you.
Levi just falls silent for a moment in thought before putting his hand close to his chest. I'll make sure she's as comfortable as possible. One way or another.
Well, it wasn't much, but I pulled what I could. She looks over at Apollo.
My character, I'm being distracted by IRL Black Cat. So I had to tune out of the conversation.
Calvin.
Aw.
Yeah.
I'm calling
Tax.
cat tax.
They're not breaking the stage, are they?
Please bear with us while we repair the ring. So requesting permission from the GM to be brought back to speed on this.
Alana comes back out and goes over to the campfire again, sits down, looks over at Apollo.
Mhm.
So it wasn't much, but I was able to get this. I hope it helps a little bit.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That will help us immensely.
And she gives him 4 cloaks.
Oh, neat. It's like, ooh, these are actually quite cozy.
These will help a lot.
They're made of my
Thank
own
you very
wool.
much. Thank you, Alana.
She just looks over at Levi. Hey, do you mind handing that to me? She just points at the apple she left next to him.
Levi will look over to the apple and just quietly lift it up and hand it over.
And she takes it and starts nibbling on it again.
Half-eaten apple be like,
I suspect you'll be leaving soon then.
Yeah. Probably.
These 3 have a lot of promises to keep. So I do have to get them back very soon.
I suspect you have some of your own as well.
I do. But they're my priority right now.
You remind me of someone.
Do I?
There was an Absol who I saw before with a group of other Pokemon.
His skin was more of a reddish, almost pink shade, right?
Yes,
He had the scars on his back too.
yes.
He's my father.
He saved me and many others from a place. If you ever see those kind Pokemon again, can you tell them thank you?
I'll pass the message along.
I just wish my son Arik was able to see this world, to see it grow. But that is not for my time. I hope that yours will be better. Take care of yourselves, alright?
we'll try.
That's what we try every day.
And she just smiles and takes an apple of her own and starts eating it.
Levi would look over and just grab the cloak before just drawing it over himself and getting just shuffling about within it and getting that much more comfortable. All right.
Sorry if it might not fit.
Oh no, it's great. It's comfy.
That's good.
I mean, a little bit of stretching, but nothing I can't handle. That said, Levi glances over to Apollo. You ready to head out?
I'm ready.
Let's do this.
Here's hoping that we make it through this nice and easy. But if anyone's got anything they want to say, I think now would be the time before we get going.
I've already said what I needed to say. And I've said what I need to say. If I said any more, I wouldn't want to leave.
Understood. Shall we?
Let's be off.
I just hope
believe-
everyone else is all right.
I say let's give them a reason to be all right.
Meanwhile,
Normally, under normal conditions, I'd say once we get to Crystal Cave, we leave some kind of a marker somewhere that lets people know that we're following a given route. And if we're being followed by whoever it was shot us down, that may not be wise.
I believe the correct path in this case would be to leave no trace.
As they pass by the crew here, the others might probably see Padrock purposely avoiding looking at the ogre pawn. A sad look on his face.
He just kind of... Olivia kind of looks at Padra for a moment, then goes telepathically. He's like, is there a reason you're avoiding eye contact with that one?
I've read legends about them. They have a very sad story. I'm curious, but there's no polite way to bring it up.
I guess this is one of those scenarios of better to know less. That way you can actually make a good first impression. Let's wait here until the others catch up.
Oh, absolutely.
Florine glances at Levi and gives a small smile to him.
It's just a smile that simply says, we'll be fine until next time.
She gives a small nod.
And also saying, take care, cousin, to the Vulpix.
Take care. See you around.
got a great grandfather to impress now. Let's not disappoint.
Athenia,
Mhm.
my team and I are heading out. I know you don't feel welcome anywhere else. But if you're ever out and you find us out there, don't be afraid to approach us.
I'll keep it in mind.
You stay well here, all right?
I sure will. Thanks for visiting.
Right. Back on the road again, everyone.
And with that, I believe we can call it a session.
Da 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 da.
On the road again. On the road again.
God. See you later again, Chartel. We would never see you again.
So that is the end of session 101. Or 110.
You flip the ones and the zeros. Binary be like.
I heard PY.
I mean, Padrock flipped the 3 and the 6, so now we're even.
Aha.
Did we have fun today? Even though it was somewhat shorter than usual, but...
Oh, please. That's something relevant to send you to show for art, but keep going.
If we ever do find another chance that allows, like, I wouldn't mind bringing Chartel to, talk a little bit more if need be, but I think the message has been made clear that Apollo already said what he needed to say.
Did you guys like my small little contribution to the temple map?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so I literally am like, Lacey, if this is Sarah's temple, we're gonna make it look like Sarah was here, so you better fucking listen here for a minute.
Now listen here, Gracinia flower.
that
That is
was
all.
that was my personal touch. Because I'm like, we can't have her husband's tombstone there because it's at Sky Peak, so yeah, that was my doing.
It was a
And
great
yes.
little touch.
And yes, Sarah did resolve peacefully with the ruin Pokemon, because of course she did.
And now we have 3 of the treasures.
Yes, just one more. Ugh, fuck.
One more.
You need to get past the cat to get that one.
I have quite the cat to get past right now.
Calvin, you be nice to the birthday Lou. You stop that.
Stop that.
You hear that, Giga? You might have a cat to get through.
You're gonna summon her into the fucking call at this rate. Don't do that.
You won't.
No. I've actually got to get going
Okay.
early because I got to be up early tomorrow.
All right, you have a good night, dude.
Take care.
Yeah.
Oh, hi,
fucking
Giga.
Speaking of which, there she is.
Hey, Giga, how's it going?
If her mic's working.
Pet the cat.
There it is.
So, what brings you in here today?
You summoned her. You said cat.
I've been listening.
I mean, she was just in session, I think.
Did you have
No.
session today?
No.
No,
Oh, you
not.
didn't.
I've just been chilling today.
Scott be doing the art.
There.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So, did we have any thoughts about this session? Before we decide to rate out, possibly do pictures, if 8000 has any.
I want to keep hugging my grandmother.
Oh, yeah, I love Levi's grandmother. She's so cute. I love
She
her.
is.
I want to squish her face.
Gam Gam.
Gam gam.
That was honestly a really nice session. Like, an interesting look into this literal ghost village.
Honestly.
Although I still love the reveal of, because I'm sitting here with all of this stuff for Levi's family tree, and I'm just like, I can't talk anything about it until it pops up, and then it finally reveals itself slowly but surely, and I'm like, yes,
Yeah.
finally,
Bryce
the
showed this to
payoff.
me. Bryce showed this to me after the last session. I'm like, oh my god, he's about to pop the fuck off.
And it's just like, okay, cool, grandmother. Wait, what about the Guardian of the Peak? Looks over. Oh,
It's actually fucking terrifying.
That was a good moment.
it's like, oh, that.
Hi.
That's you're related to that thing. It's like, yeah.
No. You're related to that thing.
Yes, I'm related to that thing.
So today on Levi's family tree is an interesting thing.
Indeed.
More like a family shrub.
Oh, honey.
One, fucking rude.
2, fucking rude. 3, you're probably not wrong, but fucking rude.
The amount of people on that family tree that is no longer with us is a staggering amount. That being said, fuck off.
Honey, you stop that.
Sorry, family grapevine.
I will bite.
Levi, you say that's different than how you normally behave.
See, I say that, but then that's Giga is like trying to deflect off the fact that she has like a family stick when she's writing out family trees for her backstory.
What stick?
Stick, I got stick back and let me smash.
Me
Okay.
shoving all of my plants for all of my for the current hyperfixation character under a bed.
Yeah, she's been in my DMs the entire session.
Is that your ice dragon one?
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
I'm looking forward to seeing more about them.
That's a story for
Oh.
another time and another
Don't get her
story.
started.
Giga, since I'm talking to someone from that campaign, I have a favor to ask you.
Shoot.
Tell Zavi to get in my DMs about Excel erasures, because I would be happy to have someone to nerd over that series with.
I will forward the message to them when I have the chance.
Thank you.
Then we could just show it
I will
on the stream.
I will also. Emotions were all over the place for me this session, but I'm okay.
You don't fucking say.
Cat.
I'm fine. The character bleed is not that bad. I've had time to work through it. It's okay. It had a positive resolution. We're fine.
Hi, Cat.
Hug.
Sweats.
Squish.
Ah!
Yeah,
Levi, I'd say you're safe, but you're absolutely fucking not.
No, we're not. Though I will say, positively, happily, this is probably like the fact that the airship got shot down is a fucking footnote to Levi right now. I just got to meet 2 members of my family. Fuck anything you can do to me at this point. I'm happy and I will end your life if you try to stop it.
Jesus, Levi.
Hold on to that anger.
Fucking hell. Jesus Christ, you guys.
It's just like someone just walks like, we're gonna try and stop him. Levi walks
try.
in. Try me.
You can fucking try. You will not succeed, but you can sure as fuck
You can
try.
sure as hell try.
There's
But that's
so much I wish I could say right now, but my
Dude,
lips
I'm on
sealed.
the page with you, AK. There's so much I want to fucking say, but I can't. You guys have to wait.
But
Souls innocently.
Kika, we're on the same fucking page.
I am. Levi's in a good mood. That's all I gotta say.
That said, I'm going to
Thing
show
is,
this previous lead drawn picture once again, now that we
Okay.
finally met her.
Yeah, please show this. I want to see this picture. I've been wanting to bug about it the entire fucking time. Well, I'm trying to do that. Look at how cute it is. Look at how.
That
good.
picture, it's from right to left. Florine Lejeune with her daughter, Deuterani or Rani Lejeune, soon to be Mandel, and Florine's husband, Vikra. Vikra Lejeune.
Mm-hmm.
Before everything went to shit.
Ugh.
Before everything went to shit, because I can tell you things, but I have to keep my mouth shut. What I can say at this point currently is the things that you guys already know. The Pikachu that is on the back of the Sylveon, as well as the Sylveon themselves, are no longer on this mortal coil. Y'all know that already, though.
Oh, yeah.
The Raichu, however, is still around. And probably will still be around for a little while longer, especially considering Levi has just reignited the flame, for lack of better words. Or dare I say the spark.
Ha ha, very funny.
Hey, this is leagues better than what AK was doing during session.
You got the audience to fucking groan. Thanks, AK. I was groaning behind my fucking microphone. Jesus Christ.
What can I say except you're welcome?
I throw a fucking shoe at you.
This is fine.
I'm just glad I did not ruin any moments with that.
I would have fucking
No.
yelled if you did.
You got a smile out of me, and I needed that smile.
Oh, so sass.
Yes.
Don't you mean a chancla?
La Chancla.
Where's my fucking baseball bat?
Oh dear.
Suffer.
But yeah, speaking of chancla, this picture was drawn once again by Scott Dirk. We showed it
That was a
before.
weird fucking transition. That was no, that doesn't work. That doesn't work.
It does, because they made
Also-
a clip of a chancla.
Yeah, but that was the strangest fucking transition you've ever had.
La
That was not the
Chancla.
strangest. They're a good stranger.
But yes,
Could be stranger.
but yes, Levi and Lorraine will not consign to oblivion
Yeah.
yet.
Yeah,
Yet.
.tm.
So,
Florine had, and then I popped up. So, yeah.
mhm.
Let Gam Gam be happy.
Let Gam
Though,
Gam be happy.
To be fair, Florine, if she had consigned to oblivion, she would not have been there. She's just with family, doing what she does best. Isolated, but happy. Passively. Meanwhile, I popped up and had a straw wrench and everything. So,
A good one. A good wrench.
a good wrench, but now I have...
It's
But as I say this humorously, but I also say this in the terms of, oh dear, oh god, what have I done? I now have the eyes of a massive Ninetales on me, intent to watch me change their mind about
Good
their
luck.
perspective of rescue teams, and they're just like, I look forward to seeing you broaden my horizons, and I'm just like, you're on. Back of my head. Oh god. Oh fuck. Oh, god.
Yeah, I'd
Oh,
be
god.
scared
Oh,
too.
Oh no. Oh no.
Bryce,
Yeah, I'd be
I am
frightened.
sweating about that too.
I think all of you should be at this point.
Also,
You'll be
notice
fine.
how a Ninetales said horizon.
Wait a fucking minute.
Fuck off, Glacy.
Wait a fucking minute, Glacy.
Oh, fuck right off.
Hold on a minute.
It's that time of the evening where the plot thickens like a nice hearty stew. Steep.
I bonk.
I didn't notice that, you rat bastard.
I
You
caught it right
slick
away.
Son of a bitch.
I caught it right away and I said fucking nothing about it.
I remember that Horizon was like something in these series of campaigns, but wasn't until you said it just then that I realized what exactly Horizon refers to.
And I'm like, wait, how fucking dare you? You pulled my own shit against me, and I didn't catch it. You bitch!
You sly dog.
You caught me
Didn't catch you
monologuing.
You cheeky bitch!
God damn, Glacy.
Blep.
All right, but no, well done. You got me. I'll
Well
give you
fucking
that.
played.
You got me on this one. Don't expect to get comfortable and do it, and it'll happen again.
Don't expect it to happen again.
Writer syndrome can suffice. But anyways, so yeah. Speaking of Scott, would we like to raid out?
Yep.
Yeah, I guess we can. However, happy birthday to the Lou, everyone.
Happy
Happy birthday,
birthday, straight.
Happy birthday, dear my love. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to me. I'm holding this boy.
I'm trying to be cute with you, fucking rock. Save it for the end, you piece of
Get wrecked.
I finally get you back and you fucking flip it on me like always, darling.
Fucking destroy.
I got him back because he sang on stream the happy birthday for me last year during RTG, and then this motherfucker just immediately flips on my head. You son of a bitch! I fucking love this man.
You should not be surprised. It was bound to happen.
I know. It just means I get to destroy him in the end the moment this camera turns off.
But yes,
Uh huh.
Scott may very well be drawing a certain Absol's birthday picture. So,
Oh.
hope you enjoy the raid with Scott. Give him lots of love, and hope you enjoyed the stream. We will see you probably, hopefully, next week.
In a week.
Assuming I can
and-
finish a map in time.
Glacy, just be in my DMs. I'll be your motivation.
Blip.
I want this map as much as you.
See you guys later, and hope you guys have fun with Scott doing art. Bye
Good
bye.
night, everybody. See y'all next
Night.
time.